Welcome. In this module, we're going to take a look at risk management and internal audit, and this is the first of the series. So there are three lines of cyber defense, and in this particular article, which the URL you can see on the screen, it describes three lines of cyber defense, and you should take a look at this and read this article thoroughly. So this is a diagram from the article that I just mentioned, and the three lines of defense are business and IT functions, which is the first line of defense. The second line of defense is information technology risk management function. And then the third line of defense is internal audit. So the roles and responsibilities of the first line of defense include risk-informed decision-making into daily operations, define accepted risk levels and escalate any risks outside of tolerance, perform risk mitigation procedures as appropriate. The second line of defense performs the following tasks: establish risk governance, including baselines, policies, and standards, and implement risk management tools, procedures, and monitoring, and provide risk oversight. So as you can see, the first line of defense is actually the business and IT functions. And all of these business and IT functions really have to take the first step to make sure that the risks are managed or the information security is being handled properly. Now let's talk about business and IT functions, which is also related to management control, and this is the first line of defense. The first line encompasses the information security department as well as various business units that own their cyber risks. So there's a risk owner and it lies with different business departments. These entities need to understand how their assets are vulnerable and actively manage their cyber risks within organizationally acceptable tolerances or risk appetite. Sometimes called management control, this function is tasked with managing cyber risks by executing various controls. And the key word here is management control, which is performed by the business and IT functions, which is the actual organizational setup which is going to take action. And this is separate from the board. So this means handling risk events, updating key risk indicators, KRIs, and deploying and managing controls that affect people, process, and technology. And then the second line of defense is risk management. The second line of defense is composed of risk managers looking at aggregate risks at an enterprise level altogether. It is often simply termed risk management, but can also include compliance, legal, quality control, and financial control. The second line looks at cybersecurity control frameworks, defines KRIs, key risk indicators, and metrics, creates risk assessments and tests, and reviews conformance by tracking the actions of the first line of defense, the business and IT functions, and analyzing the impact of those actions to determine their effectiveness in mitigating cyber risks. In other words, this function monitors how management is doing in its handling of cyber risks by determining the extent that risks are actively monitored and appropriately managed. It is often performed under an umbrella of senior management and some board directors or a board-level committee, such as the audit committee or a risk committee. And importantly, this second line can challenge the first line, which is the management function or management control, which consists of business and IT functions. Here, as you can see, this is often performed under an umbrella of senior management and some board directors or a board-level committee, which is separate from the executive arm, so that there is no conflict of interest, such as the audit committee or a risk committee. A very high-level board committee actually oversees this entire risk management function. And so the risk management function stands on one side, and the executive arm consisting of business and IT functions stand on one side, and the risk management function reports to the board. So it is higher, and the board makes sure that the risk management function is performed and the business and IT functions are managing the risks and they're doing their part in the organizational activities. So issues with risk management in Pakistan, I have listed 4 issues here. First of all, risk management hierarchy is not trained in IT. So recently what the regulator had done was that they took out information security from IT and placed it under risk management department, because usually in the banks and the financial sector, the risk management function, of course, is there, because they have to look at financial risk and enterprise risk and organizational risk, credit risk, etc. So information security usually were used to report to information technology and to the CIO, and it was now reporting to the risk function. And that risk function doesn't understand IT, doesn't understand technology, which creates challenges. And you have a separate department which is not suitable given security maturity level. So the paradigm is that if you want to fix information security and you're the captain of the ship to fix information security, are you going to sit inside the ship or are you going to sit in a separate department? It's better for a carpenter or a plumber or a captain of the ship to actually sit inside the ship and fix in coordination and cooperation with IT, because the maturity level is very low. And then if you move risk out of IT, move information security out of IT and place it under risk in a separate department, you're seen as an outsider. So when you come from risk department and come and meet the CIO and IT, you're seen as the risk people have come in, and that department has come in, and there's a wall in the organization which is created, and this creates problems in interaction and cooperation. And then there are low cooperation levels with IT in the risk function, unfortunately. So risk is coming as an outsider. The risk hierarchy or the senior management of risk department is not trained in IT. They try to enforce risk management or information security from the outside, and IT treats them as an outsider, and this hasn't been very effective. It's better to, at a low maturity level, it's better for the information security function to actually sit inside IT, and for the CIO to be responsible and accountable for ensuring that the security program is implemented properly. That's all that we have for this module. Thank you.